this is Sherry Patton Ceramics, and we are going to be carving some words into clay. So I am taking this out here. So it's good to make it at least the day before. And you'll notice that this is actually a plastic bag that is covering a piece of cardboard. Now before I begin, I want to see how the surface of the clay is. I want to smooth the surface of the clay if there are any little lines, things like that. This is the time to do it. Very, very important. Now, if you feel it and it feels like it's too hard, or you get this and you start carving and you find it's too hard, then what you're going to have to do is make the clay softer. And the way that you do that is don't put a wet paper towel on it because it tends to, so no on this, because it tends to mold, okay? A towel, an actual towel, can sometimes make your piece too wet, so don't use that. However, a ripped up t-shirt is really perfect for wetting down your piece if it's not at the right stage. If the surface is sticky, then it's not the right time to do this. So you can see I squeeze out this after I put it in the water, and then so if it's too dry, what you would have to do is put this over it overnight and then try the next day. So that's just if there are some issues. Okay, sorry, it has a little piece of hair on here. All right, next stage. We're going to put your piece right over here. And then you are going to use a dull pencil. Has to be dull. It cannot be a pen because it will go right through this. It can't be a sharp pencil because when you make these lines in it, if it's a sharp pencil, it's going to go right through the paper. You want to push so hard that it almost goes to the paper, but it doesn't quite go through the paper. So I'm pushing down enough that it's going to imprint these letters onto my clay. So if I pick this up, I can see the D and the R perfectly there. Okay, so now I'm going to go on the quadruple fast mode while I finish this. Next step, we're carving into the clay, so we're going to begin with a paper clip, carving out these letters. We could use a sgraffito tool. A sgraffito tool has a little triangle on it. You can get them at places like Michael's to carve in the letters, but we're going to use a paper clip. This one actually I left a little bit dirty on the end with paper clay because I wanted to make just a little bit thicker line. And that thicker line is going to help me because it's going to make it so that when I put a color in those lines, like the black here compared to the white and the purple, then it will sit inside those lines because the lines will be fatter. So that's a really good idea. My fans, though, I wanted to leave this little bit of clay on here because I wanted to show you how if I leave my fingers dirty like this, these little pieces right here are going to go on my piece and make it very, very bumpy. So you want to have clean hands when you're working on your piece. That's very, very important. Otherwise, you're going to look at your piece and say, oh my gosh, what happened? It has bumps all over it. So now I'm going to go ahead and carve out these letters, and I'm going to put it on the triple speed while I'm doing that. All right, I'm going to slow down now because I want to say just a couple more things, and that is that you'll notice that every single time I go and make a little line, I pull off the extra clay here that's coming out of those lines. And that's really, really important because you want that clay to come out of the lines instead of staying in those lines. So what's going to happen now is when I finish this, then I'm going to put it away for about 2 days probably, and it's going to get just a little bit harder. And when it gets a little bit harder, I'm going to go in those lines again to fatten up each one of those lines and make it so that they're really, really clean. See right here, there's a big piece of clay, so I'm going to go through those lines again and get all those pieces of clay out. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. Thank you so much.